your name. Calling the name Jesus, 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 Jesus. There was a time they wanted to kill him. He said something and they picked stones. They said they wanted to stone him. The guy was here. They picked stones. They wanted to stone him. The Bible said he, walking through them, left. These were people that were angry. They were looking at him like this. They picked stone. They wanted to stone him to death. But in their presence, he walked past them and left. I believe after he has gone, he was here. It's what is called superior spirit. Superior spirit. We are talking about the first new creation. And then they were able to work out the purpose of his life. They said, okay, maybe he has to die. They have to kill him. And then he accepted to die because that was his mission. Why the devil thought he was killing him, the devil was helping him fulfill his purpose. And then they killed him. He yielded himself to be killed. When he died, that was when I discovered something. All the plans that God made about the coming of Jesus Christ, how he will be born, all the places he will stay, where they will give birth to him, all the places, all the healings that he will do, there was something God did not plan. The life of Jesus Christ was so planned, but only one thing was left. Not until he died, we didn't know. There was no provision for grave. He didn't have grave. Did you not hear that it was somebody? Jesus Christ, the first new creation. Do you know what he did? He lived all his life. He knew he was coming to die. But heaven does not make plans of death. So they didn't plan grave for him. So what did he do? He had to borrow a grave for 3 days. He borrowed the man's grave. After 3 days, he returned it. We don't stay there. We don't stay there. He didn't have grave. He borrowed it. In 3 days' time, he gave the man his grave back. When the women went to that place to look for Jesus Christ, the angel told them something. He said, why are you looking for the living among the dead? You don't look for this kind of people here. If you are looking for the living, you don't come to grave. If you are looking for new creations, you don't come to grave. This type of creations, they are the ones that defy certain laws. They defy certain laws. If it takes 20 years for them to get old, they are spending like 40-40. Why normal men in 10 years time they will become old? 10 years time they will become older. These ones are using 40-40. Do you think, let me tell you the truth, the message that the life of Jesus Christ came to preach is the message of immortality. It's the message of mortality. Came to show us that death is not an end, but a road you need to just pass. He said, what are you doing here? He said, Jesus Christ is not here. You don't see Jesus here. Jesus is not here. If you are looking for Jesus, there are places you should go to. It was not planned, sir. They don't do that kind of plans in heaven. You think when you were coming, they design where you see all those your father's compound that they later bury people in. You think heaven planned a portion of land, a grave for you? They don't plan those kind of plans in heaven. What's the life of Jesus? He is the first new creation. They didn't plan it until he died. Heaven had to, wow, okay, what do we do? Let's prompt a man. Let's borrow a man's grave. And they borrowed the grave. Lied him there. Don't worry, in 3 days' time. I'm sorry for people, Christians, ignorance. We will take a lot of money. We'll go and visit the grave of that man. A place that Jesus left. Jesus is not there. Jesus is not there. Jesus, I will not go there to kneel down and be tapping grace. No, Jesus didn't leave his grace in the grave. You don't look for Jesus' grace in the grave. If you want to look for his grace, look upwards. If you want to visit somewhere at all in Jerusalem, go and visit where he ascended. Go and visit that particular place. Stand there and yield to the Spirit. You will travel while standing. I can't kneel down in the grave and be praying, Father, let's grace to die or what? No. 1,000 times no. Visit the grave of Jesus. Jesus don't have grave. Not to another man. Go to where he ascended. Go there. Stand there. That place is a portal already. When you look at heaven from there, that is where you can carry the grace. Not the grave that he borrowed. And Jesus Christ said, he said, Father, he said, the glory that you have given to me, I've given it to them. He said, even as my Father has sent me. He now used the word, even so. He didn't say, as my Father has sent me, sent I you. No. He said, as my Father has sent me. He now used the word, even so. Meaning it has to be like this. There is a standard for Christianity. There is a standard. He said, even so. Not the other way around. It has to be. That is why in that prayer that you call the Lord's Prayer, he said, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth. How? How can you that is here, if you don't have the ticket, if you don't know how to function in heaven and function here, how can you do his will here as it is in heaven? It can only be possible. You can only do his will here as it is in heaven. If heaven is a familiar place to you, if it's a place you travel to, if it's a place you visit, he said, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So if it is not as it is in heaven, you've not done the will. So you see so many things we are doing, they're just ending here like this. Heaven has a standard. There is how to measure this thing. There's how to measure it. It's not enough to have the Holy Spirit. I am born again. What does salvation do to you? Salvation makes you a child of God. It is fire and power that makes you a son of God. Salvation only made you a child of God. Being a child of God, a lot can happen to you. You became born again and became a child of God. Don't end there. It is fire and power. Didn't you see it? When he released the Holy Spirit in the book of Acts, I think we should end here. Let's be on our feet, please. When he released the Holy Spirit to come to earth, the Bible said that when the Spirit came, he said something rests on them, and it is called cloven tongues of what? Cloven tongues of what? Okay. It is not just cloven tongues, but cloven tongues of what? Why did he bring that kind? He said our God is a consuming fire. He had a plan for him to bring a cloven tongues like as of fire. You know what he actually did? God does not do anything that does not, glorify him. Our God is a consuming fire. So when he brought the cloven tongues of fire, He actually gives them a language that when they speak it, it will be easy for him to hear. It's a global a language, a tongue that has a hot frequency. Because if what you are saying is not fireful, if what you are saying does not have hot frequency, God will not hear. He is a consuming fire. So he knew that if men are going to communicate with him, he has to give them a cloven tongue that includes fire. If the tongue does not include fire, it won't get to him because he's a consuming fire. When Satan was created, Satan was in heaven walking among the midst with coals of fire. And God told Satan, he said, I will bring that fire from within you to consume you. And he went ahead and said, he said, I have made my angels spirits and my ministers. The devil was in heaven. He was walking among the coals of fire. That God that is the fire. You want to stand and challenge the devil with that fire. So he said, my angels are spirits, let them remain like that. But my ministers, they have to be flames of fire. And then he gave them a language that also includes fire. But the only way you can deal with Lucifer is with fire. Lucifer does not understand other languages. If you don't have it, you can't stand him. Because while he was there, he was relating with fire. You cannot carry your concept and go to that guy. My ministers have to be flames. Anything less than flame, he made them flame. And he gave them a language. Tongues of fire, global tongues of fire, rest upon them. Why? So that they can talk to him and he will hear. If what you are saying is not hot, you are an orator. But what you are saying is coming from the global tongues of fire, you are an oracle. Those are the kind of language that God hears. Are you still looking like that? Pray in other tongue. Kanda barakayata. Next song,